Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, we are going to check out SSR Plus GARAM, and I am really excited. But before I get started on the video, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of this month. It's definitely possible, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. But let's not waste any time, and let's go ahead and hop right into the video. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at this unit's kit. So for her passive, Bell of Dawn, it says the Bell of Dawn rings every 10 seconds, creating a barrier around GARAM equal to 700% of her attack for 5 seconds. All targets are purified to remove all debuffs and status effects from allies. And remove buffs from enemies, GARAM gains 1 Frost Crystal for each successful purification, max 5 stacks. So for her passive, she's applying a barrier that's pretty much going to last for 5 seconds. This barrier is going to scale off of her attack, and she's also going to remove all debuffs and status effects from allies, and she's going to remove buffs from enemies. And whenever she lands a successful purification, she can gain a Frost Crystal. So we move on to her active skill, Ancient Cloth. It says GARAM wraps the enemy with the highest attack in the ancient cloth and binds them for 6 seconds. I read that all wrong. I apologize. When the enemy is freed from the bind, they take 300% of GARAM's attack as damage and are knocked down for 2 seconds. GARAM then gains 2 Frost Crystals. This skill only activates when there are 2 or more enemies. So for this active skill, she's getting 2 Frost Crystals, which is really nice. And this active skill can only activate if there are 2 or more enemies on the battlefield. If there's only 1 enemy, it's not going to activate. And we move on to her next skill, Blue Sword Aura. It says GARAM becomes immune to status effects and teleports behind the ally with the highest attack other than summon beings, then unleashes 3 piercing sword auras and finally returns to her starting position. When Sword Aura makes contact with an ally, they recover 100 energy. When making contact with an enemy, it deals 300% of GARAM's attack as damage and decreases the target's defense by 15% for 7 seconds. GARAM gains 1 Frost Crystal for each enemy hit. So this active skill is really good because she has some defense shred, which is max 3 stacks. This is really nice. She has energy recovery, and she's also dealing damage, and she's also gaining a Frost Crystal stack. So this is very good. And the fact that she's not only getting 1 Frost Crystal, it says for each enemy hit. So she can pretty much unleash 3 piercing sword auras. So you can get 3 frost stacks in total from her active skill Blue Sword Aura, because she's throwing 3 piercing swords. And if 3 enemies get hit by the piercing swords, she's going to get 3 stacks. Now when we look at her special move, Torrent of Light, it says GARAM becomes invincible, teleports behind allies, then releases a ray of light to deal 600% of her attack as damage to all enemies and stuns them for 5 seconds. She then increases all allies' physical and magic resistance by 30% and special move pierce by 45% for 8 seconds. This is very good. And it says finally, GARAM uses her Frost Crystals to increase all allies' physical and magic resistance by 2% and special move pierce by 3% for each Frost Crystal. So her special move is pretty much, this is like the best part about her kit. She has physical and magic resistance increase for the whole team. She has special move pierce increase. This is the best part about her kit. But when we look at the physical and magic resistance stacks, so the fact that she can she can pretty much have 5 Frost Crystals max, that pretty much means that you're getting 10% physical and magic resistance, and you're also getting a 15% special move pierce increase from the special move, plus you add that with the 30%, so that is literally 40% physical and magic resistance increase. And if you add that with the special move pierce, that is like 60% special move pierce. So her special move is insane, really good. And so far her kit is really nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at her gameplay. All right, so when we take a look at GARAM's gameplay, so you guys can see that she has the shield right here, and she has 5 frost crystal stacks. These are the frost crystals right here. There's 5 in total. So she uses ancient cloth, and she binds the enemy, and she throws the sword waves. And as you guys can see, there's like a defense decrease right there, and it lasts for like, I think, 5 seconds. So let's go ahead and use her ultimate right here. So you see the physical and magic resistance increase. Look at all of these buffs. This is insane. Like, she pretty much has like 6 buffs in total, which is crazy. So let's go ahead and activate it again. Come on, use our ultimate. There it is. Look at that. 6 buffs in total. That is crazy. So whenever she uses her ultimate, she pretty much consumes the frost stacks. So the best way for her to build it up is when she uses her blue sword aura skill. As you guys can see, as soon as she used that skill, she already built 3 stacks in total. So let's go ahead, use her special move. As you guys can see, as soon as she uses her special move, she consumes all 5 stacks. So for this unit, you want to make sure, I mean, of course you're going to play with her auto, but playing her in manual would be really nice because you want to build up those 5 stacks immediately. You want to build up the 5 stacks, then you want to use a special move. So playing this unit in manual mode is really, really good because in auto mode, she's just going to keep on using her special move over and over. But the good thing is, if you don't have her at max rainbow stars, she'll be able to build up the stacks before she uses her special move. So I will say, when it comes to this unit, this part right here with the frost fives, like the frost stacks, getting her at max rainbow stars is really good, and I'm pretty sure she's going to become like a DPS unit. But at the same time, she's going to use her special move really, really fast, and she won't be able to build the max 5 stacks immediately. So far, her whole kit looks amazing. The fact that she's able to stun, provide a special move, Pierce, magic resistance buff, physical resistance buff, really, really nice overall. Now let's go ahead and take a look at her exclusive equipment. So for level 1, it says Garam recovers HP equal to 300% of her attack when a barrier is created with Bell of Dawn. So she's pretty much going to recover her own HP, which is really good, more survivability. For level 2, it says when an enemy is freed from their ancient cloth seal, their HP recovery is blocked for 10 seconds. This is very nice. So if you're going up against units like, let's say, Blunt, for example, or insane healing units, the HP recovery is really, really good. So she'll be able to pretty much make sure that DPS units on the enemy team don't receive a lot of healing, and it'll be easy for you to pretty much one-tap them. So this is very, very good. Now for level 3, it says Garam recovers HP equal to 30% of the damage dealt with Torrent of Light. So level 3 is just more survivability. For level 4, it says the physical and magic resistance of enemies hit by Torrent of Light decreases by 20% for 8 seconds. So she has physical and magic resistant shred. This is definitely a W. You definitely want to level her exclusive equipment to level 4 because you're going to be able to pretty much shred the enemy's physical and magic resistance. So overall, her exclusive equipment, really, really good. Now, when it comes to ignition weapons, so for this unit, there are so many ways you can build her because at the end of the day, she is a support unit. So the set that I'm running on this unit is the Doris set. This set is pretty much going to increase her swiftness, and for the 4-piece set effect, it's going to pretty much give a barrier to allies who are on the same row as her, and this barrier is also going to increase other allies who have the barrier, is going to increase their swiftness by 20, which is really good. So Doris set, very, very nice for Garam. And another great set for her would be Idea set, because this set is going to increase her max HP, and for the barrier, she is going to increase allies, she's going to restore their energy by 50 every second. So Runda is also a great ignition weapon set for her. This is what the set looks like. And then the next set that would be very nice on Garam would be Idea set. Now for Idea set, for this unit, the more copies you have on her, the more damage she can deal. I feel like she definitely becomes a DPS support type unit once you have a lot of copies on her. So her ultimate is very, very good. And for the Idea set, you can pretty much restore the wielder's energy by 500, which is really nice for Garam. So she's going to use her ultimate pretty much a lot. So Idea set, very, very good for Garam. I will recommend you guys to use this once you have a lot of copies on her. But if you're, at, let's say, 3 purple stars, 3 blue stars, 3 green stars, or even 3 red stars, just stick with the Runda and the Doris set. I feel like these 2 sets are very, very good for Garam. And if you're running low on swiftness, you definitely want to run a Runda set so that you can increase your swiftness a lot more. Now, when it comes to stats, the top stats you want to focus on for this unit is going to be attack. Attack is really good for Garam because her barrier scales off of attack and her damage also scales off of attack. So getting a lot of attack on Garam is really nice. You also want to get a lot of accuracy and evasion. You want to make sure that she's able to land her attacks and also avoid enemy attacks. Getting a lot of swiftness is really good. And magic and physical resistance, very, very nice for this unit. Definitely want to build a ton of magic and physical resistance on her. And of course, since the more copies you have on her, she's able to do a lot more damage. Rocking Magic Pierce as a substat wouldn't be too bad because she does become a damage dealing unit once you reach max rainbow stars. So getting some Magic Pierce as a substat is really nice. And then, getting, if you get effect hit or effect resistance for your substat, it wouldn't be too bad because she does stun the enemy. So getting some effect hit wouldn't be too bad so that she can actually stun enemies. So those are like the top stats you want to focus on for Garam. The most important ones are attack, accuracy, evasion, magic, physical resistance, swiftness. You can get that through Tri-Essence Facility. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the top stats for this unit. Now, when we take a look at her revolution, so for her tier 4, it says Garam increases allies' attack by 20% each time the Bell of Dawn rings, max 5 stacks. So she's pretty much giving the whole team 100% attack increase, which is absolutely insane. So tier 4, definitely worth it. And then for her tier 5, it says all allies recover 200 energy when Torrent of Light activates. So when she uses her ultimate, it's going to give the whole team 200 energy. This is very, very nice. So for her revolution, tier 4 and 5, definitely worth it. If you guys are thinking about investing in her tier 4 and 5, it's 100% worth it. This is definitely going to be great for bosses as well because since she shreds physical and magic resistance and defense, giving additional attack would be very great for Kaiser, and recovering energy would also be really good as well. So her tier 4 and 5 is very, very powerful. Now, when it comes to her gameplay, team comp, so before I made this video, I decided to try out Garam with low investment because I have her at 1 purple star. If you guys can't see it, right here I have Garam 1 purple star. And then for the trial, I pretty much synergized Garam with Punisher Rin, and she now has max rainbow stars. So I tested her out with low investment, 1 purple star, and I tested her out with max rainbow stars. And there is a huge difference. So I was able to complete floor 52, pretty much focusing on Garam and Anak. And if I come over here to record, so of course I'm going to show you guys some gameplay. But for this fight right here, this team is very, very good. So the good thing about Garam is she pretty much works in any team comp. She works in any team. She is not restricted into one team because she is very valuable. She can increase physical and magic resistance. She can shred physical and magic resistance. She can pretty much increase attack, which is pretty nice. Like once you get her revolution tier 4, she can increase attack, which is really good. She can buff your allies. She can recover energy. She can do so many things. So she works in any team comp. But this one right here is very, very good because Kaiser is basically my main DPS unit. And Anak is pretty much buffing Kaiser, giving Kaiser attack speed, attack, and energy. And I'm pretty sure she does a lot more, but I just forgot. For Garam, she's pretty much increasing a special move Pierce. I forgot about that buff effect. Special move Pierce, really, really strong for Kaiser and multiple other damage type units. So Garam is just absolutely insane. Let's go ahead and replay this real quick, and I'm going to show you guys some more gameplay footage. But she is very powerful, and once you reach max rainbow stars on Garam, she can deal some really good damage. And the reason why is because for her special move, once you reach exclusive equipment level 4, she's going to decrease the enemy's physical and magic resistance, and she's shredding their defense. So she'll be able to do a lot of damage using her ultimate. So the top two things that allows GARAM to do a lot of damage is her ultimate and the piercing sword. Those three things allow her to do insane damage. So as you guys can see right here, look at that. Her ultimate dealing really good damage. So let's check out the stats real quick. All right, here we go. So we take a look at the stats right here. Look at this. So GARAM dealing 4 billion damage. That's not bad for a support unit. That's actually pretty good. And when I come back over here to previous battles, we come to 452. So if I come to this boss stage right here, so this is just crazy. So this is how much damage she was able to deal, of course, with max copy. So 10 billion damage. So of course, she's not able to deal more damage than Kaiser, obviously, but as a support unit, she can deal some pretty solid damage overall. And let's go ahead and attempt another fight right here. We're on 453, stage 2. So this time, I'm just going to use 1 purple star on GARAM. And then for next fight, we're going to use max copies on her. So you guys can see a major difference between GARAM with max rainbow stars and GARAM with 1 purple star or low investment. So she is very strong, very powerful support unit, and she is definitely going to be useful in boss content. Using her against bosses is going to be very useful because she's increasing special move pierce, decreasing the boss's defense, magic and physical resistance, increasing energy. She's just very valuable. So far she's alive. Her barrier is taking a lot of damage, and Kaiser right here, Kaiser, her HP is pretty low, but of course we have a knock right here who's going to recover her HP and also give her some energy. This team is insane. Like, pairing a knock and GARAM together, they both work so well because a knock is pretty much focusing on buffing your main DPS unit, and GARAM is pretty much focusing on buffing your entire team and making sure that the enemy, they're receiving a lot of damage. So 1 purple star GARAM, and let's go ahead and see how much damage she was able to deal. So when you guys are using GARAM, don't focus on her damage because she is a support unit, but I will say once you get a lot of copies on her, she will deal insane damage. So as you guys can see, GARAM, 1 billion damage. So she didn't deal a lot of damage at all compared to her maxed version. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Max investment GARAM deals pretty good damage for a support unit, but low investment is just support. It's pure support, not really a lot of damage. So let's go ahead and exit out. Let's continue on to the next stage, and let's go ahead and use 3 rainbow stars GARAM. We're going to use the same exact team, and let's see what happens. She's going to deal probably like 14 billion damage, or I'll say probably around like 10 billion damage. She always deals around 14 billion or 10 billion damage for me. She hasn't reached 20 billion, but it's pretty decent for a support unit. So let's just wait for this to load up. All right, here we go. So far everyone is alive. Escanor died. Sometimes Escanor just dies immediately, which sucks. But look at this. The stun is so useful. It is so useful when she uses her special move because the enemy, they can't do anything when GARAM uses her ultimate. They're pretty much stunned. Look at that. Punisherin literally just sitting there not doing anything. Her special move is very powerful. So Kaiser, Anak, and GARAM still alive, still going strong. The only issue is, of course, Punisherin's pet. His pet is annoying. But the fact that she's able to capture the pet is very good. I think that's very valuable. The fact that she can capture the pet and make your allies focus on Punisherin specifically, very nice. Let's go ahead and check out the stats. As you guys can see, 11 billion damage coming from GARAM and 24 billion damage coming from Kaiser. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. This unit, she's wonderful. Really wonderful. Shredding physical and magic resistance, shredding defense, giving attack buff if you have a tier 4. She does so many things. And they did a great job with GARAM in her kit. And the fact that she's able to provide a barrier to herself, she's able to cleanse debuffs, and she's also able to remove buffs from enemy team. That is insane overall. So this is definitely a strong support unit. Now her performance against bosses is very, very good. I did some attempts against Adon in Underground Laboratory, and I ended up in rank 30. As you guys can see, rank 30 right here. I ended up in rank 30 using this team right here. So this team pretty much includes Garam, Novik, Anak, Red Masqua, and Kaiser. So Red Masqua is pretty much here to silence Kunadon so he won't always use his special move. And Anak is pretty much here to focus on buffing Kaiser's attack speed, attack percentage, and also giving her energy and giving her physical and magic resistance, because Kaiser can take a ton of damage from Kunadon because he's able to block projectile attacks and he'll pretty much counter Kaiser. So keeping Kaiser alive using Anak is a very great technique. So Anak is very important in this team. And of course, Garam is here to inflict physical and magic resistance shred on the enemy if you have her level 4 exclusive equipment. And she's increasing the team's physical and magic resistance. Plus, if you have her revolution tier 4, she can increase allies attack, which is really insane, by like 100%. So Garam, very, very good in this team. So let's go ahead and enter this fight. Plus, she can shred the enemy's defense, which is really good. So when we enter here, you guys are going to see how perfectly synergized this team is against Kunadon. It is very good. And one unit that is very impressive is Anak. Like, this unit is just so cracked. It makes absolutely no sense. I know I made a video talking about her. We already made a guide, but I'm sorry, man. I gotta glaze this unit, man. Anak is just... she's just broken, dude. This unit is completely broken. The amount of energy she can provide to your team, the fact that she can, you know, increase attack speed and attack, like, she's just useful in every aspect of the game. It's just insane overall. So Anak's value, she's broken. This unit is so broken. But this team against Kunadon, very, very solid. I don't know if there's other team comps, might not be aware. You guys can go ahead and type in the comment section down below. But this team, I came up with it literally like 30 minutes ago while making this video, and is doing pretty good, doing pretty solid. We're aiming towards that 2.5 billion damage, which is very solid. This is more damage than my previous attempt, honestly. Yeah, this is definitely more damage. But you guys can see that Unadon can't even do anything because of Red Masqua. Like, she is literally silencing him. He can't do anything. Sometimes he would pop off his special move, but most of the time, I would say if you have Red Masqua in this team, he'll probably use his special move like 3 or 4 times, but after that, he won't spam it at all. So let's go ahead and check out the damage right here. So Kaiser, look how much damage she was able to take. That's why Anak is very important in this team, because Anak, she is pretty much, you know, increasing Kaiser's physical and magic resistance. Plus, she's also making her invincible for 3 seconds if her HP falls below, I think, 40%. So Anak is just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And of course, Garam, very, very good as well. So just want to show you guys Garam's performance in boss battle, and she is very, very strong as a support unit against bosses, especially her revolution tier 4 and 5. So overall, how do I feel about this unit? Should you guys invest in this unit? Yes. Garam, definitely summon for her. If you have black market tickets, use it on her. She is a very strong, versatile support unit. The more copies you get on her, the more damage she can do. And I do feel like once you reach, like, I'll say you want to aim for at least 3 red stars for Garam, because you want to maximize her kit. So that's what I'm currently doing. I'm trying to get at least 3 red stars on her. Currently have 1 purple star. But for this unit, you definitely want to get a lot of copies on her, because you just want to increase her buff effects. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys on today's video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. Let's hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of this month. I know you guys can do it. Let's get to 4K subs. But I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.